Good morning students. Today we will learn deducing a formula for compound interest. Yesterday we have seen that what is compound interest and difference between simple interest and compound interest. Today we will see how to deduce a formula for a compound interest. Now see the one example. Zubeda asked her teacher, "Is there an easier way to find compound interest?" The teacher said, "There is a shorter way of finding compound interest. Let us try to find it." Means Zubeda is asking for every year she has to calculate the simple interest, and then addition of that simple interest and principal we will get the compound interest, and then next year that amount will be the principal and we will get the interest on that principal every year. So every year we have to calculate compound interest for every year, or is there any formula? So there is a formula, one formula we will see now. Suppose P1 is the sum. P1 is the sum on which interest is compounded annually at the rate of R% per annum. Rate is R percentage and P1 is a suppose principal. Let P1 equal to 5000 and R equal to 5. Then by the step mentioned above, like this. Simple interest is on 5000 rupees, rate is 5 into 1 for 1 year, that's why it is 1 upon 100. Or you can write like this: simple interest equal to rupees P into R into 1 divided by 100. Or so A1 amount 1 equal to 5000 plus 5000 into 5 into 1 upon 100. Or we can write like this: P1 means principal, SI means simple interest, PA equal to P1 plus SI1 means principal plus simple interest equal to P1 plus P1R upon 100. P1R means principal and R is rate of interest. So P1R upon 100. Now look this first one. Rupees 5000 as it is, in bracket 1 plus 5 upon 100 equal to P2. P2 means principal for next years. So simple interest plus principal. It is like that. Formula is 5000 into 1 plus 5 upon 100, and formula is P1 1 plus R upon 100 equal to P2. R is rate. Next one, SI2 simple interest 2. 5000 in bracket 1 plus 5 upon 100 into 5 into n 5 into 1 upon 100 equal to 5000 into 5, this 5 upon 100, this here 5000 upon 5000 into 5 upon 100 into 1 plus 5 upon 100. Then A2 equal to 5000 as it is, 1 plus 5 upon 100 plus 5000 into 500 upon 100 into 1 plus 5 upon 100 means this is the 2 years interest. So 5000 in bracket 1 plus 5 upon 100 again 1 plus 5 upon 100 means if we want to take a number of years. So 5000 as it is, 1 plus 5 upon 100, it is a square because it's a 2 years, so it is square. And A2 equal to P2 plus SI2. P1 1 plus R upon 100 plus P1 R upon 100 in bracket 1 plus R upon 100. Then P1 1 plus R upon 100 into 1 plus R upon 100. Then we can write like this: P1, here is a principal P1, 1 plus R upon 100, R is rate, and 100 as it is square equal to P3. Means we have this formula for calculating this equation, only this formula. Proceeding in this way, the amount at the end of n years, suppose we want to proceed this amount for n years, then we have to write n. Here is a square, but on the place of square we can put n, means number of years. Here are 2 number of years, that's why we have taken here 2. But you are taking some amount for n years, 1 2 3 n means any number, so that's why we are writing n. So a equal to amount equal to p in bracket 1 plus r upon 100 raised to n. This is our formula for calculating the compound interest. This one, a equal to p in bracket 1 plus r upon 100 raised to n. So Zubida said, but using this way we get only the formula for the amount to be paid at the end of n years and not the formula for compound interest. Aruna at once said that we know that compound interest equal to amount minus principal. Amount, we get amount here, but amount minus principal, then we will get the compound interest. Now we will see one example, then you will clear your ideas. Find compound interest on rupees 12,600 for 2 years at 10% per annum compounded annually. So here is 2 years, they have given 2 years, means number of years are 2, and compound interest on rupees 12,600. So principal equal to 12,600 and number of years is 2 and percent rate is 10%. So solution, now we have a formula a equal to p 1 plus r upon 100 raised to n, 1 plus r upon 100 raised to n, where principal p equal to 12,600, it is given to us, rate is 10 and number of years is 2. So we have principal, rate and number of years n, p r n. So put this value in this formula. So p equal to 12,600, 1 as it is, r is 10, so on the place of r we have taken 10 upon 100 and number of years is 2 raised to 2 equal to, so addition of these is 11 upon 10 square and 12,600 as it is, then 12,600 into 11 upon 10 into 11 upon 10 equal to 15,246. So this is the amount, not a compound interest, it is the amount. So now we want to calculate the compound interest. Compound interest equal to amount minus principal. So our principal is 12,600, amount is 15,246, then 15,246 minus 12,600 equal to 2,646. So compound interest is 2,646. Similarly, do the example like find compound interest on the sum of rupees 8,000 for 2 years at 5% per annum compounded annually. Now you have principal equal to 8,000, n equal to 2 and r equal to 5%. So put these values in this formula and calculate the compound interest or find out the compound interest. Now we will see rate compounded annually or half yearly. Now time period and rate when interest not compounded annually. The time period after which the interest is added each time is to form a new principal is called the conversion period. When the interest is compounded half yearly, there are 2 conversion periods in a year, each after 6 months. In such situations, the half yearly rate will be half the annual rate. What will happen if interest is compounded quarterly? In this case, there are 4 conversions period in year and the quarterly rate will be 1/4. Means if there is a half period, then conversion period year is half and then quarter, then rate will be 1/4. You may know why compounded annually was mentioned after a rate. Does it mean anything? It does, because we can also have interest rates compounded half yearly, quarterly. Let us see what happens on 2 rupees 100 over a period of 1 year if an interest is compounded annually. Check this table and see the difference, and try to solve this. What is the difference per annum, compounded half yearly and annually? In this table, using this formula, try to do this. We will see remaining part of this in the next video. If you have any kind of problem, please contact me. Thank you.